In a world where fame rises fast and collapses even faster, what happens when a young woman from the Bronx battles the streets, reinvents herself, and climbs toward a destiny no one saw coming? This is the voiceover question echoing behind Cardi B's extraordinary ascent, one filled with grit, sacrifice, and unstoppable boldness. From the outside, the rise of Cardi B looks like a sudden explosion, an overnight transformation from Bronx dancer to global sensation. But beneath the glitter, the awards, and the viral moments lies a story carved from hardship, determination, and a relentless belief that her life could be bigger than the circumstances she was born into. Cardi B, known to the world for her unfiltered humor and unmatched charisma, came a long way from her earliest days in New York City to becoming one of the most talked about artists of her generation. Born Belcalis Marlenis Almanzar on October 11, 1992, her roots were woven from two worlds. Her father, Dominican, driving taxis through the busy city streets, and her mother, Trinidad Dion, working long hours as a cashier to keep the household running. Though her parents parted ways during her youth, Cardi grew up surrounded by culture, humor, and the rhythms of life in neighborhoods that demanded resilience. As a child, she carried the nickname Bacardi, thanks to her sister Hennessy's name. Eventually, that playful family nickname shifted into the now iconic Cardi B, a title she later joked had different meanings depending on her mood. When she was 8 years old, her family relocated around the city, first Manhattan, then Washington Heights, and eventually the Bronx, where the world she lived in began to shape her personality and the attitude that would later make her a star. By the time Cardi reached the 6th grade, the Bronx had become both her playground and her battleground. She was introduced to the rough language, bold personalities, and raw energy of the kids around her. Fights were common, and she remembered being involved in at least a dozen of them during her early years. Growing up in the Highbridge neighborhood with her sister Hennessy, she saw the realities of urban life daily, moments that stayed with her. Those memories weren't glamorous, but they were part of the environment that shaped her courage. But how does a young girl, surrounded by so much chaos, discover a path forward? Despite the challenges, Cardi found joy in performance. She attended Renaissance High School for musical theater and technology, showing interest in acting and stage shows. Although she often skipped classes to attend neighborhood parties, she still embraced her role as the class clown. Loud, funny, unpredictable, and magnetic. Even then, she held a spark that drew people toward her without effort. To support herself, Cardi took on several small jobs. Among them was a position at an Amish market in the Lower East Side, but life outside of work was difficult. At the time, she lived with a boyfriend who controlled every part of her world. Their apartment, shared with his mother and pets, was cramped and uncomfortable, with a mattress troubled by bedbugs. It was far from the glamorous life she dreamed about. When she eventually lost her job at the market after giving a customer a discount, the manager unexpectedly offered advice that would change her future. He suggested she try dancing. Within a single night, Cardi discovered a new reality. Instead of struggling to make a couple $100s a week, she earned $300 on her very first shift as a dancer. As she progressed through different clubs, moving from rough venues to higher-end spots downtown, she built a sense of independence she had never experienced before. Stripping wasn't just income, it became her escape route, helping her leave her unhealthy relationship and ultimately creating space for the confident woman she would become. By 2013, Cardi began posting short comedic videos on Instagram and Vine. Her humor was bold, raw, and unfiltered, an honest reflection of her personality. People connected with her instantly. A shout-out from rapper Bobby Shmurda boosted her visibility even further, and soon her social media pages were flooded with new followers. With growing popularity and more financial freedom, Cardi started investing in her appearance, choosing to enhance her body the way she wanted. As her following expanded, opportunities rolled in. She transitioned from dancing to hosting major club events, getting paid simply to bring her energy into a building. Cardi had promised herself she wouldn't still be dancing by age 25, and by 23, she was already stepping beyond that world. That same year, she earned a casting spot on Love and Hip Hop New York. Though the role was minor at first, her humor and authenticity quickly made her a standout, turning her into one of the most unforgettable personalities on the show. But could social media fame alone carry her toward the dream she always had? Music? Cardi wasn't willing to wait and see. She decided to bet everything she had. She poured her savings into developing a music career, recording tracks, and nurturing the artistic side of herself that had been quietly growing for years. In March 2016, her first mixtape, Gangsta Bios Music Volume 1, arrived, a project filled with her signature confidence and bold delivery. A year later, the sequel followed, and comparisons to icons like Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown began to swirl. Fans were hungry for more. Her momentum surged. In September 2017, she appeared on The Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon, just as her hit single Bodak Yellow climbed to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It was a historic moment, an achievement that shifted her from social media star to major recording artist. Soon after, Atlantic Records offered her a contract reportedly worth millions, solidifying her place in the industry. With success came a new chapter of life: luxury, stability, and an expanding family. Cardi B and Offset, after years of public attention around their relationship, found the perfect mansion in Buckhead, Atlanta. Although the exact selling price remains undisclosed, similar listings place the estate at over $5.7 million. The property is massive, 22,500 square feet, sitting on 6 private acres surrounded by lush landscapes. Inside, sweeping staircases, libraries, and oversized rooms fill the home. There are 5 bedrooms, 7 full bathrooms, and 4 half bathrooms. Upstairs, one of the rooms is so large it's considered a second master suite. Another space became the children's playroom, a sign of the family life they were continuing to build. Offset claimed the enormous basement as his second man cave, complete with access to a 4-car garage. Outdoors, the infinity pool stretches beside rolling lawns and quiet woods. What does it feel like to stand in a home that symbolizes the complete opposite of the life you once lived? Beyond Atlanta, Cardi invested in more properties. In 2018, she purchased a home for her mother in New York, valued at around $2 million, fulfilling a lifelong dream of giving her family comfort they had never known before. She and Offset also purchased land in Jonesboro, a suburb of Atlanta, acquiring several homes and an extra plot for roughly $200,000. Then came another major addition to her real estate portfolio: a rental property in the Dominican Republic, a 7-bedroom, 7-bath estate spread across 8,000 square feet on a beautiful hillside. The home belonged to a luxurious gated community featuring private beach access, 3 tennis courts, and even a helipad. The rooftop was the showstopper, an infinity pool with built-in lounge chairs and breathtaking views of the surrounding landscape. Nearby were an outdoor dining area with a grill and the rooftop gym. The property even included a private guest studio with its own bedroom, living space, and bathroom. Isn't it astonishing how far a determined heart can carry someone? Through every step of her journey, from the dim lights of the clubs to the blinding spotlights of global fame, Cardi B carved her own path. Her story isn't just about success, it's about transformation, courage, and refusing to let circumstance define destiny. Cardi B's rise proves that success can be had and dreams can become true. Her journey continues, fueled by ambition and the fire she's carried since the beginning. Whatever comes next, her story already echoes as one of resilience, heart, and unstoppable energy. If you like this video, share, like, and subscribe.